Well, here we are out in the bush again. It's a little bit breezy right now, and it's definitely cold. I think we're at minus 18 right now. And I think what the weather's got forecast is we're supposed to be getting a bunch of snow tonight, so that'll be exciting. I'm kind of excited to be out here because I've got a new tent to try out. But it looks like I got a lot of snow to dig first, so let's get to that. Well, it's up for the most part. I'm not sure I have those silver rods in the right spot. They might have to go over top of the gold ones. Something just doesn't seem right the way I had set it up. So it's all a learning thing, right? First time setting it up, so of course there's going to be all the learnings that go along with that, right? And it looks like the snow that I dug out was just enough for enough of a footprint for the tent itself. So I'm going to have to go around and make that a little bit bigger and then clear this front part out too. But overall, not too bad for setting up. I would compare it to my Nature Hike Massive, Nature Hike Massive tent. It obviously took a little bit longer than the RBM, but that's a totally different tent and not even worth comparing it to. So far I like it. Okay, it's up. There's a little bit of monkeying around with that inner tent. It only goes in one way, and chances are your first time setting up, you're going to put it in backwards. But having said that, if you notice the toggles aren't lining up with the O-rings, it's definitely backwards. So just flip it around and everything lines up real easy at that point. Having said that though, I'm not taking the inner tent out. I'm just going to fold it up like that. Not that it's hard, it's a time saver. Again, I'll compare it to the nature hike. My nature hike massive tent, the inner tent is always in it. I've never taken it out, just fold it up. It's just easier to do it that way. And especially in these cold temperatures, like time is crucial in the cold weather. But I might add, while I was working inside the tent, putting the inner tent in, I did get quite warm, so it does retain heat pretty good. That's just my body temperature. I felt like taking off my jacket. It was getting pretty warm. And outside right now, we're probably sitting about minus 15 Celsius. Okay, sitting in the tent. It's actually nice and warm in here. I really like this clear door. It's really nice to be sitting in a nice warm space, and I can look outside and see the snow falling. You can actually see the snow accumulating on the door here. Yeah, that space really holds the heat really good. I like it. There's ample room in here. This inside tent, the sleeping area, there's more than enough room for 2 people. It is very spacious. So the brand of the tent is Ankhiale Outdoors, and the model is a Zeta 1, and I'm pretty impressed. The overall material of this tent it's good quality stuff. Like it's not cheap, it's not thin. It's got some beef to it. You know what I mean? Like it's good quality stuff. And the interior of this shiny stuff reminds me of the old moon boots from the 80s, but if it's for insulation and heat reflection, it does a really good job. Like I don't think a lot of heat escapes through this material just because of that. It reflects the heat back. It seems to be my guess. Alright, we got the campfire going. Gonna be getting ready for supper here pretty quick. It's gotta wait for a good bed of coals to get going. And then I'm gonna be doing a bit of a stew. Stew and a pancake. So rather than having a bun or some biscuits or something like that with the stew, I'm gonna do a pancake. See what that tastes like. Never had a stew with pancake before, so it'll be interesting. I really do like this location. Never been here before. Kind of found it haphazardly, just doing some exploring, and I thought this would be a perfect place to tuck in a tent and camp out for the night. And it just so happens to be snowing, so I'm happy about that. I'm not sure how much snow we're supposed to get tonight, but it was coming down pretty good there earlier, and kind of lighten up a little bit, but might do that all night. We'll have to see. Alright, so what I've got here, a chunk of venison. And that's what's for supper tonight. I really have to get myself a little table. I had one, but I misplaced it somewhere. So I'm left with my little pack thing here and this cutting board. Which will do for now, but I think I'd rather get another table, so it's going to be in order here shortly. Man, it is really nice having this plastic door, this clear door here. You can enjoy the fire outside and inside. It's nice to be able to see what's going on out there while you're in here, nice and warm and out of the weather. Oh, and of course, my pot is in. See, this is why I need a separate table, because if I'm using this as a table, I can't get in to it and access the stuff I need. This. And my crock pot, or my Dutch oven, I mean. Of course, there's a bunch of stuff in there. So, maybe disorganized now. And I'll need that fry pan. Okay. Time to make the pancake. Now, a bit of water. Water's a bit froze. Let's see how this turns out here. That might turn out alright. Need a bit more water, I think. I think that'll do it. Oh yeah. Looks like the right consistency. Okay. A bit of oil. All I did was put the pancake in the pan, threw the stew on top of it. See how it tastes. Say that's pretty good. Well, supper's done, and it is incredibly comfortable in this tent. And I really do like looking out at that fire while I'm sitting in here. I know I've said that a few times, but I still can't get over that. It's pretty awesome. So all we got left to do tonight is kind of relax, and I got a few movies that I can watch. Like I mentioned before, it's winter time and the nights are long. Although they are getting shorter, so. And I'm noticing a change already. We're coming into February now, so it's going to start getting lighter quicker. So it won't be so dark, and I'll be able to do more stuff outside. There's not much a guy can do outside in the dark when we go for limited walks, but you're limited to where you can go, what you can do. So you're better off just to stay in the tent. You're better off just staying in the tent where it's nice and warm. You got a nice warm stove, you got your beverages, you got treats, you got movies, and just hunker down for the night, especially when the weather's like this. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing how much snow we get in the morning. With that said, I bid you a good night. Okay, I'm up and at 'em. Last night was a pretty good sleep, I must say. All I did was I let the fire die out. Just let it completely burn. I didn't even bother tending it, and I zipped myself inside the inner tent. Hunkered down in my sleeping bag. I got kind of a dual system sleeping bag. One sleeping bag fits in the other. It's good for over minus 45. So I think we got down, well, somewhere between minus 15 and minus 20 is what I'm guessing last night. But I mean, I slept really good in that system, so I wasn't even worried about it. But looking inside the tent, she is frosty. I guess all the heat from the wood burning stove melting the snow, and then it being humid in here, right? So to be expected. Plus my breathing and that. It's not so bad inside the little tent here, but in the main tent, she's like frosty. So priority now is to get the wood heater going, get some heat in here, and warm up and dry up a little bit. Okay, it's nice and warm in here, and it's drying up. pretty nice. A lot of condensation on the walls of the tent this morning when I got up, and well, it was pretty frosty. So with the wood heater going now, nice dry heat, it's drying things out real nice. I got my sleeping area more or less cleaned up, bed packed up, pillow packed up, and organized and ready to break camp. Just gonna do up some coffee and enjoy a nice coffee, and then get to tearing this tent down. I'm gonna let the wood stove burn down to nothing, let it cool off, and then take it apart, and then be pulling down the tent. Looks like we got a little bit of snow out there last night, maybe an inch or two, and it's still pretty cold out. I'd say it's close to -20. But overall, I'm loving this tent. Well, it's definitely a crisp morning out this morning. Looks like it's starting to snow again. Got light snow falling down. I'll tell you what, this coffee tastes awesome right now. Something about the cold weather and the flavor of hot coffee in the morning. So it just started snowing again. It's absolutely beautiful out right now. I kind of don't want to break camp right now, so I think I'm gonna just hang out for a bit, enjoy the ambiance of the winter wonderland. Just take it in, the snow and the quiet. It's so quiet right now. It's almost like you can hear the snow falling, and it's kind of nice looking at that chimney, seeing the smoke billowing out amongst the snow. And I have to say, the tent's holding up real nice. I have to wait till the stove burns down anyway before I start taking anything apart. So, I don't know, maybe I'll throw another log on the fire and just enjoy the atmosphere. So now here's the trick. That tent will not be folded up the way it was from the factory. Even if I got all the folds and everything memorized, that thing's full of ice and snow right now, so it's not going to fold up properly. So I'm going to do my best to get it to a nice size that'll fit back in that ground sheet and fold up somewhat properly. But right now she's just a frozen mess. Actually, what I'd like to see for improvement from Ankhiale Outdoors in the Zeta 1 tent is some way to carry it. There's no handles to carry it like the other tents I have. So I've been using my firewood carrier. I mean, if they incorporated something like that into the package, you'd have something to carry your firewood too, as well as your tent when you're out in the bush hot tenting. Because if you're hot tenting, you've got a wood burning stove, you're gonna need wood. So I don't know, just a thing I noticed. And also the pegs for pegging down the tent itself. They're for frozen ground. They're not very good. They bend pretty quick. I ended up using those big spikes that I have with I got with the RBM tent and the little hammer to pound them in, because you need that when the ground's frozen as well. And those size of spikes, they work really well. So a couple minor things, but other than that, excellent tent. I love it, and it holds the heat really well. Anyway, if you're so inclined, check them out. Website will be in the description below. Now, with that said, if you made it with me this far, I thank you. We'll talk to you later.